students, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our English virtual class of grade 8. Dear students, today we are going to learn something that is in our unit 4. Okay? So for it, you have to be very careful. You have to watch me and you have to listen to me very carefully. Okay? So please be ready with your notebook, a pen or a pencil, and if you have a textbook, compulsory English, please take out your textbook. Okay? Now, first of all, I want to show you some pictures. You have to look at and you have to guess. Okay? So, dear students, let me show you the slide. See, please read that with me. Okay? So, what's written here, dear students? Yes, guess. Who are they? Can you see someone there? Can you see anyone? No. So, I want to show you the picture. Have you seen? Oh, again I want to show you another picture, okay? Now, your job is to guess the first picture, who is he? And the second picture, who is she? Have you seen them? Can you tell me the name of those persons? Please guess. Who is he? The first picture. Okay, now you can check whether your guess is right or wrong. The first picture is, still you can tell me now. Yes, that is Bhanu Bhakta Acharya. Once again, read it please. Bhanu Bhakta Acharya. Do you know now who is he? Well, he is a literary person. He is a literary figure, okay? He contributed a lot in literature, you know. Likewise, we have another picture, second picture. So, can you tell me the name of this picture? Who is she? Who is she? Yes, now again, check your answer, whether your guess is right or wrong, okay? Yes, she is Vishnu Kumari Waiba, or you can say her pen name is Parijat. Have you ever heard her name? Vishnu Kumari Waiba, Parijat. Very famous novel, you know, series ko full. Have you heard this name of the book? Well, these are the persons. So, can you guess, my students, what we are going to learn today in Unit 4? Please, guess. Now, you can see who is that person. Who is he? Can you name? So, I like to ask you two questions. First, who is he? You have to find out the name. And then, what is his title name? So, can you tell me the name? Now, he is Ganesh Man Singh. Once again, please speak out loudly, okay? Who is he? He is Ganesh Man Singh. Have you ever heard this name? Well, so he has his title name also. Can you tell me the title name? Now, let me show you the title name. That is Iron Man. You know, Iron Man. In Nepali, we call him as Lauha Purush. Okay? Very strong man for democracy. Do you understand? So it means, I think you are very clear that today we are going to learn a biography about Ganesh Man Singh, the Iron Man. Okay? So, and later on I'll ask you, what is biography? Okay? So you should tell me the meaning of biography. But now, I don't want to tell you. See, today's our title is Ganesh Man Singh, the Iron Man. Okay, so I am going to tell you about him, and you will also learn, you will also read about him, and finally you will know so many things about Ganesh Man Singh, and you will understand what is biography. Okay, so for that one, let me show. Dear students, you have to read it with me. Okay, Ganesh Man Singh is publicly acclaimed as all acceptable leader of democracy. It is a sign of respect that all the Nepalese show towards him, that they call him supreme leader. So far, you have to know that Ganesh Man Singh is a leader, okay? All the Nepalese people take him as the supreme leader. Do you know? And why? Later on, you will know about that one? Because he fought against the autocratic persons, autocratic rulers of our country to bring freedom in our country, to bring democracy in our country, okay? That's why all the Nepalese take him as the supreme leader of our country, because he fought, he struggled a lot to bring democracy in our country. Dear students, now you have to make a guess. Do you know the meaning of acclaimed here? See, they are highlighted with red ink, okay? Another we have leader, and again we have another word democracy, and we have supreme. So I like to suggest you to note down those words in your notebook, okay? And later on you can write down the meanings too, so that it will be easier for you to understand, okay? So what is the meaning of the word acclaimed? Yes, it means praised or welcomed publicly, okay? All the Nepalese people in our country praised Ganesh Man a lot, okay? He was welcomed a lot. That is the meaning of acclaimed, okay? So next we have, so can you think and tell me the meaning of leader? No problem. Now you can check your meaning with me, okay? See, leader, a person who leads a group of people. For example, in our group also, for example, in your group also, if you want to play something, at that time there will be one person to lead you, to lead you, and so that whatever that person says you, then you will do that one, okay? So leader Ganesh Man Singh told all the Nepalese people to come out to bring democracy in our country, okay? So next word, what is the next word? It is democracy. So I think you know the meaning of democracy. Then check. It is a system of government in which all the people of a country can vote to their representatives. See, in our country, there is an election in every 5 years, okay? And at that time, your parents, your uncles, your aunts go to the particular place to give their vote to their leaders, okay? And those people will, make a system and rule us. So it means that democracy means rule by the people, for the people, to the people, okay? So many years back in our country, we were ruled by the Ranas, we were ruled by the kings, but nowadays we are ruled by the Nepalese people itself, our leaders like Prime Minister, President, and other our parliamentary members, okay? So another word we have is supreme. So what is the meaning of supreme? You can check. Yes, it is highest in rank or position. See, supreme means a bit higher, okay? Suppose if we are here at the same rank, but the person who is supreme is a bit higher, okay? So Ganesh Man Singh has that position because he struggled a lot to bring democracy in our country. All right. So this is the first paragraph. Once again, I like to read it and you have to also read with me. Now start. Ganesh Man Singh is publicly acclaimed as all acceptable leader of democracy. It is a sign of respect that all the Nepalese show towards him that they call him supreme leader. All right. So I am going to show you the next paragraph, okay? Another paragraph we have is again picture of Ganesh Man Singh when he was young, okay? Now you have to again read with me, okay? First, he was born to a well-to-do family on November 9, 1915 in Itumbahal, Kathmandu, as the son of Ganesh Man Singh and Sanunani Shrestha Singh. His father died when he was 6. So his grandfather Ratna Man Singh brought him up. Dear students, you have to know 3-4 things here, okay? The first thing was he was born in a well-to-do family. Do you know the meaning of well-to-do? Later on I will show you, okay? He was born in a rich family, all right? And where was he born? Yes, he was born in Itumbahal, Kathmandu, okay? And what was the date? When was he born? Yes, he was born on November 9 in 1915, all right? And don't forget, dear students, see, his parents' names are Ganesh Man Singh and Sanunani Shrestha Singh, Okay, and then his father died when he was 6. See, he was very small. He was baby, you know. When he was just 6 years old, at that time, his father was died, you know. Now, at that time, he became fatherless. So, his grandfather, Ratna Man Singh. What is the name of his grandfather? Yes, Ratna Man Singh. Then, let's say, helped him to bring up. Okay. So you have to find out the meaning again of well-to-do. I have already told you also. See, well-to-do means rich or having a lot of money. It means that Ganesh Man Singh's parents were very rich. Okay. Another meaning, brought up. Brought up means grown up. When he was 6 years old, his father was died, and then his grandfather helped him to grow up. Okay, he took that guardianship of the father. So up to here, you shouldn't forget. Okay, these are the facts of Ganesh Man Singh. After this, I want to show you another paragraph again. So what do you see there? Yes, there is a building. Is that only building? So what can you read here? All right, it is Darbar High School. Have you ever seen Darbar High School? Oh, some of you have already seen and some of you may not. Okay. So another picture. Oh, can you guess who is he? He is Janga Bahadur Rana. Have you ever heard this name? Yes, Darbar High School was established by the Ranas. Okay, Janga Bahadur Rana in 1910. All right. So why do I show you these pictures? You will know later. So dear students, you have to read, okay? See, he studied in Darbar High School till grade 6. See, Darbar High School, it is in front of Rani Pokhari at Jamal, okay? And you can find at that time, Ganesh Man Singh also studied in this Darbar High School, and he read there up to class 6, okay? After that, what happened? Can you make a guess? See, when he was expelled from the school for not respecting his fellow students who were Ranas. So you have to remember very carefully. Nowadays, you can find in our schools, there are many children from different backgrounds like caste, languages, religions. And nowadays, we have the feeling of equality because of democracy, because of freedom. We all are equal. No one is higher, no one is lower, no one is superior, no one is inferior. Everyone is equal. But when Ganesh Man Singh was studying at Darbar High School, at that time, Rana's children were also learning there. They were also studying there, okay? And at that time, when Ganesh Man Singh was studying in grade 6, at that time, he did not respect the children. They come from, they came from Rana families. All right, so he did not respect. That's why the school's office administration expelled, Ganesh Man Singh from Darbar High School. Then what happened? Let's see. Then he went to India to continue his studies. After completing his ISc, see, nowadays you don't hear this term ISc. ISc means +2 in science nowadays, okay? So when he completed his ISc from Vidyasagar College, then he came back to Nepal. All right. So don't forget, dear students, first of all, he went to Darbar High School. He studied there up to grade 6. And when he did not respect the children who came from Rana's family, then he was expelled from the school. So he went to India to continue his study from grade 7. Okay. When he completed his ISc, means nowadays you can say +2 in science subject, then he again came back to Nepal. So again, you have to find out the meaning of expelled and you have to find out the meaning of fellow. So reading this one, when he was expelled from the school for not respecting his fellow students who were Ranas. Can you make a guess of the words? Now you can see. Expelled means made somebody leave a school or an organization officially. It means that from grade 6, Ganesh Man Singh did not get a chance to study in Darbar High School. Okay, the administration forced him to leave the school. That's why he went to India to continue his study. All right. Now fellow, fellow means a person that is like you. It means that there were many children in Darbar High School studying in grade 6, and some of them were from Rana's family, so they were similar, they were alike, and at that time he thought that he should not respect them. So when he did not respect them, that's why he was expelled from the school. Is it clear to you? Up to here it's very simple, isn't it? If so, I like to show you another slide again. Now you can see again Ganesh Man Singh, and there is a, you can say, crowd of people. So he is delivering, he is speaking in front of the people about democracy, So this is Bhadragol jail, prison, okay? Now please read with me again. As soon as he returned to Nepal, he planned to protest against the autocratic rulers of Nepal. In 1940, he joined the Praja Parishad, the first political party in Nepal. Unfortunately, he was arrested on October 18, 1940. Though he was sentenced to life in prison for anti-Rana activities, he ultimately escaped from Bhadragol jail in 1944. After that, he fled to India. Dear students, you shouldn't forget, he went to India to continue his study. He completed his ISc. Then again he came back to Nepal for democracy, and again he planned to protest against Ranas, At that time, our country was ruled by Ranas. We did not have freedom. We should not speak about Rana, against Rana, We could not, let's say, do the activities, whatever we liked. So we were not free. So to give this freedom to the Nepalese people at that time, he planned to go against the Ranas, When he tried to go against the Ranas at that time, only one person could do nothing, okay? That's why he joined the first political party of Nepal, and the name of the first political party is Praja Parishad. Don't forget. So what is the name of the first political party in Nepal? Yes, that is Praja Parishad. See, he joined the party, first political party, Praja Parishad, and he started, performing against Ranas. But unluckily, he was arrested by the Ranas, okay? And he was sentenced. He was given a punishment to stay in a prison, okay? And he was kept in Bhadragol jail. See, this was the prison where he was kept. And under this prison, from somewhere, he dug a tunnel, and then from there, he ran away. And again, he went to India, because if he stayed in Nepal, he would be caught by the Ranas again. That's why he ran to India. And again, he could make a plan in India. He could come back to Nepal again, and again, he could do some activities to bring democracy in our country. All right. So after this, dear students, again you can find there are 4 words: autocratic, sentenced, escaped, and fled. You have to guess the meaning from this text. So think and tell me, okay, what is the meaning of the word autocratic here? Now check your answer, meaning whether it's right or wrong. All right, it is relating to a ruler who has absolute power. At that time, Ranas ruled our country, and all the powers, remained in Ranas, okay? Ranas had all the powers. All right, so we Nepalese people did not have. So this is autocratic. Another sentenced. See, sentence means declared the punishment. Ganesh Man Singh was given a punishment, and he was kept in Bhadragol jail. All right. Another, escaped. Escaped means having broken free from confinement or control. It means that he was, he ran away to be free. All right. So no one could control him when he escaped. Another word meaning we have fled is ran away. See, he went to India, he ran to India. Otherwise, he would be caught by the, Ranas again, and he would be kept in the prison. Is it clear, dear students? Very good. If so, again I want to show you another slide. Now you can see the picture. Now again read the text with me. See, in 1949, he became one of the founding members of the Nepali Congress. Following this, he played a significant role to overthrow the Rana regime in 1950. In 1958, he became a cabinet minister. Dear students, see, this picture is of, let's say, BP Koirala, okay, one of the founding members of Nepali Congress. And this is Ganesh Man Singh. So, Ganesh Man Singh was also one of the founding members. He also contributed to establish Nepali Congress. Nowadays, you can find our country as multi-parties, okay, many parties like Nepali Congress, you can say, let's say, Nekapa Communist Party, you know, then we have Madesi Forum, Samajwadi Party, Rapropa Nepal, and many more, okay. So, these people sat together and they established a party, and the name of the party was Nepali Congress, okay. So, why they established Nepali Congress again? Yes, so that they could fight against the Ranas to bring democracy in Nepal, alright. So, you shouldn't forget, see, in 1949, he became one of the founding members of the Nepali Congress. He contributed a lot to establish the party that was Nepali Congress, and this party played an important role to overthrow Rana's regime, okay. So, all the Nepalese people came to the street and they performed against the Ranas, and finally democracy was introduced in our country. And in 1958, Ganesh Man Singh became a cabinet minister also. Nowadays also we have many ministers to run our country, no? So, at that time in 1958, Ganesh Man Singh was also a cabinet minister because he contributed a lot to bring democracy in our country. That's why this credit was given to him. So, you can see this is the flag of Nepali Congress, and BP Koirala and Ganesh Man Singh, and there are other many founding members of Nepali Congress. All right. So, again you have to find out the meaning of significant and regime. So, guess and check with me. See, significant means important, okay. When they established Nepali Congress, then that party played an important role, you know, to overthrow Ranas from our country. All right, Ranas rule. Regime, government, rule. Regime means it is government or rule, okay. Dear students, now I want to show you again the picture of Ganesh Man Singh, and who is he? Can you guess? Yes, he is late King Mahendra Biravikram Sahadev. And why I kept this photo here? Now you can read this text. See, however, after the coup, dear students, while pronouncing this word, be very careful. It is not coup, okay? It is coup. Now pronounce with me again, coup. C-O-U-P, coup. Once again, please, coup, okay? In Nepal, we say coup gariyeko cha, like that, you know. However, after the coup by late King Mahendra on 31st December in 1960, he was arrested and kept at Sundarijal military detention camp for 8 years. See, Rana's regime was overthrown from our country and democracy was introduced. But again later, when there was Mahendra Biravikram Sahadev was the king of our country, and again he did a coup, you know, and again he took the ruling system in his hand. And at that time, again Ganesh Man Singh was arrested. And where was he kept? At first, see, in Rana's time, he was kept in Bhadragol jail, but now he was kept at Sundarijal military detention camp for how many years? Yes, 8 years, you know, very long time, isn't it? So, he was kept at Sundarijal military detention camp for 8 years, you know. So, for 8 years, he could not do any activity to bring democracy in our country very actively. Although he was in the prison detention camp, then he made a plan, he had communications with some other leaders, and they played important role, you know, to bring democracy again in our country, okay. See, yet he refused to let his spirit be broken. Instead, he became one of the main leaders advocating democracy in Nepal after he was released on 30th October 1968. When he was imprisoned for 8 years, at that time also, he was not hopeless and he worked a lot very much and he kept his spirit very high, you know. So meaning, coup means take over or overthrow, okay, and refused, rejected or turned over. Advocating means publicly supporting. Released means set free. He was out of the detention camp again. Okay. So another, I just like to show you the picture of Ganesh Man Singh and another picture of the king. You have to tell me the name. See, so Ganesh Man Singh and late King Birendra Veera Vikram Sahadev, and you can see a crowd of people, a mass of people, you know. So here, read with me. He spent many years struggling against the partyless panchayat system. See, Mahendra Veera Vikram Sahadev started panchayat system. It means that political parties were banned in our country and the country was ruled by the king himself. Alright, and after the death of Mahendra Veera Vikram Sahadev, King, let's say, Birendra Veera Vikram Sahadev started ruling our country. Okay, finally he led the Nepalese people. Now all the let's say leaders and especially Ganesh Man Singh also played an important role. They called all the, you know, he called all the Nepalese people to the street like this one, and all the people performed, you know, against the direct ruling of the king. Okay, this movement was happened in 1990 and this movement overthrew the panchayat system. Now the king did not rule our country directly. Okay, the king became ceremonial. Okay, after the restoration, again democracy was brought there. See, from the Ranas democracy was introduced and King Mahendra again, you know, coup, and then we did not have democracy, and again many people came to the streets led by Ganesh Man Singh and other leaders, and again they brought back democracy in our country. That was in 1990. After the restoration of democracy in 1990, it transited about the party politics. Now many people took Ganesh Man Singh as the highest person, very great respect, you know. He was not only the leader of Nepali Congress, he was the supreme leader of all the Nepalese, you know, Iron Man. So all the people respected him. Okay, he started working in favor of the nation and her people. Sadly, the Iron Man died on September 18th, 1997 in Saksibari, Kathmandu. See, so he worked a lot, he struggled a lot, he was kept in the prison for many years, you know, although he did not give up. He continuously walked and walked, struggled and struggled, and finally he was able to bring democracy in our country. That's why nowadays we all Nepalese people are enjoying freedom. Do you know? So finally, see, the Iron Man, Ganesh Man Singh Iron Man, his title name, okay, and he was died on September 18th in 1997 in Saksibari, Kathmandu, alright, so at his house. Dear students, this is the biography of. So first of all, we have to know the meaning of restoration and translated. Restoration means the action of returning something to a former owner, place or condition. And transcended means went beyond the range. Okay. So dear students, this is, and see the last paragraph. This is just an example, okay. Ganesh Man Singh was awarded the United States Peace Run Prize in 1990. Moreover, he was the first Asian to be honored with the United Nations Human Rights Award, which he received in 1993. He was the first commoner to receive the state funeral in Nepal. See, at that time, only the Ranas, only the kings got this type of honor, respect from the country. But he was the first ordinary Nepali who got this type of honor, respect after his death. This is just an example of state funeral. Okay, we say Rajkiya Samman, you know. So in this way he was, you know, taken to, and then finally he was burnt in this way. This is just an example. Okay, so the meaning of, let's say, honored, regarded with great respect, you have to note it down. And the meaning of commoner is common people, ordinary people. Okay, not from Rana family, not from king's family, you know, like us. State funeral means public funeral ceremony to honor people of national significance. See, Ganesh Man Singh contributed a lot to bring democracy. That's why he got this respect from the state. He was given this type of respect after his death. All right. Dear students, I hope you understand the biography of Ganesh Man Singh. So we have to do some exercises. See, we have the exercises. Read the text above and fill in the gaps with correct words from the box. All right. So supreme leader, escaped, well-to-do, expelled, released, democracy. You have to supply the correct words from here in the blanks. All right. So you have to tell me, there are many political parties in Nepal. We live in a multi-party. So what can be a correct answer? Think and check whether it's right or wrong. And your answer should be democracy. All right, democracy. So another, everyone accepted Ganesh Man Singh as their leader during the Nepalese democratic movement in 1990. Therefore, he was known as of the Nepalese. So think and tell me, what is your correct answer? Now check with me. It is, yes, supreme leader of the Nepalese. All right. Now number C, Ratna Man Singh was Bada Kazi. He worked in the Rana's palaces. He had managed everything in his family. Ganesh Man Singh was born in such a family. What can be the correct answer? Think and tell me. Oh yes, it is, now check. It is well-to-do family. All right. Now number 4, if students break school rules and regulations, they can be, very good, they can be, now check, expelled. All right. Now number E again. Though he was sentenced to life in prison, he from the jail. Its correct answer now is definitely escaped from the jail. All right. Now next exercise again we have, dear students, match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. The words are, see, okay, transcend, coup, restoration, advocating, state funeral. So what is the correct meaning of the word transcend? I have already told you. You might have already noted down in your exercise book. Please look at and tell me, guess. Now the correct meaning of transcend is to be or go beyond the usual limits of something. All right. Now another correct meaning of coup is, let's check. Yes, sudden and unlawful change of the government. Late King Mahendra Veera Vikram Sahadev, made a coup. All right. All the political parties were banned. So what is the correct meaning of the word restoration? Now think and tell me. Your correct answer, check. Yes, bringing back a system that existed previously. And advocating, I think you guessed very easily. That is supporting something publicly. Okay. And the last one is very simple. Do I need to check it, dear students? Yeah. That is, let's say, the funeral given by the government in honor of a great person. All right. So again we have another, answer these questions. Okay. We have questions. See, who is Ganesh Man Singh? Where was he born? Where did he study? Why was he expelled from Darbar High School? Why did he join the Praja Parishad? Why was he sentenced to life in prison? When was the Panchayat system overthrown? You can try it at your home. Okay. Anyway, I like to show you answers very quickly, but you have to write it down in your notebook at your home after this class. All right. See, who is Ganesh Man Singh? Ganesh Man Singh is a publicly acceptable supreme leader of democracy. Okay. Where was he born? He was born in Itumbahal, Kathmandu. Where did he study? He studied in Darbar High School and Vidyasagar College. All right. Why was he expelled from Darbar High School? Look at. He was expelled from Darbar High School because he did not respect his fellow Rana students. All right. Another, why did he join the Praja Parishad? He joined the Praja Parishad to protest against the autocratic rulers. Okay. Why was he sentenced to life in prison? He was sentenced to life in prison for anti-Rana activities. Another, when was the Panchayat system overthrown? Panchayat system was overthrown in 1990. All right. So you have to write it down. These are just, clues I have given you quickly to write the answer. Now find what happened in the life of Ganesh Man Singh. Write a sentence for his date given in the table. To your easiness, I have given you in short, I haven't written your sentence. You have to develop them into sentences, okay? So I just like to, you can find these all in your unit. See, on November 9, 1915, was born in Itumbahal, Kathmandu. So you have to write a complete sentence like he was, or Ganesh Man Singh was born in Itumbahal, Kathmandu. Okay. So in 1940, you can write he joined the Praja Parishad, the first political party in Nepal. Like that you have to write down. So just clues for you. October 19, 1940 was arrested. 1944 escaped from Bhadragol jail. 1949 became one of the founding members of Nepali Congress. 1950 played an important role to overthrow Rana regime. 1958 became a cabinet minister. 1960 was arrested and kept in Sundarijal military detention camp. 30th October 1968 advocating democracy after released. 1990 led Nepalese democratic movement. 1993 was honored with the United Nations Human Rights Award. September 18, 1997, finally, unfortunately, the Iron Man was died in Chaksibari. Okay, so these things you have to find out from your unit, and you have to write complete sentences in your exercise book. Okay, dear students. Finally, I just want to ask you, what is biography? See, we learned so many things about Ganesh Man Singh. So can you tell me what is biography? Yes, biography is, see, biography is the life story of someone. It is written by some other persons. But at the same time, don't forget, what is autobiography? Autobiography is an account of a person's life written by that person. See, if just now we have learnt about Ganesh Man Singh, and that is not written by Ganesh Man Singh himself, okay? That is why it is biography only. If that is written by Ganesh Man Singh himself, then that becomes autobiography. So is it clear the difference between biography and autobiography, dear students? Very good. Finally, I like to give you homework, home assignment. Do you enjoy doing home assignment? Very good. You have to do, okay? The question for you is, write a biography of a renowned person in your locality. Okay, so it means there might be a renowned person in your locality who has contributed a lot to develop or to do something new in your locality. You have to write about that person. Okay, dear students, I hope you enjoyed today's class. And you shouldn't forget the contribution made by Ganesh Man Singh, the Iron Man, to bring democracy in our country. Is it clear? So this much for today. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.